So hello and welcome back to my channel where we are doing just a little bit of a sit down chat today because I wanted to talk to you about why I cut my hair. So I did a set of daily tarots for last week and I thought, oh, I'm suddenly jumping on here looking different. I should probably talk about that. And really, it's something I've been thinking about talking about for a while, if I should talk about it or not. Um, and it's something I had to sit with for a long time. I've just come off a meditation retreat and I've come off 2 weeks of time off work. So the first week I was seeing my family, and then the second week I was off on retreat. And so I had a lot of time for reflection and a lot of time to be with myself and sit with myself. And after coming out of that time, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to kind of sit and talk with you guys and talk you through why I decided to cut my hair, what it meant to me, why I did it. Yeah, just because it's nice to express myself. It's useful for me to express myself in this way. And I always hold the intention that it's useful for somebody else to hear this as well. And I like to do these videos from time to time so that you see my face and not just my hands. And so that you see who's behind this channel, right? It's a very small channel and I thank all my subscribers for being here. And I hope you enjoy this video. So, I have always had quite big hair. It's always been quite big, curly, afro hair. Big curly afro hair. Always had that. And it's kind of been my crowning glory, right? I kind of enjoyed and loved having big curly hair. I've always enjoyed doing it. Like I've always enjoyed the process of styling it. And I've always enjoyed, washing and styling my hair. It's one of my favourite things to do. I would do it multiple times. I still do it multiple times a week. So I've always kind of enjoyed my hair. When I was younger, I did like braid it up a few times, and I did braid it up quite recently again, and that was because I was getting bored of my hair. So maybe in the last year maximum, but probably not even in the last year, maybe the last 6 months or so, I felt like I was getting bored of my hair. I felt like it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. It felt like it was acting differently every single day, which was stressing me out. I would often say, my hair has a mind of its own, which is fine. I used to love that. But then I just felt like it was taking up too much of my time, too much of my mental energy and physical energy, trying to make it do something that it wasn't wanting to do. And what I mean by that is, I'd style it all perfectly and I'd go out the house and then it would become a big frizz ball. Or I'd style it all perfectly, then I'd get to work and just feel all hot and flustered and end up just pulling it up into like a high bun ponytail thing. So I thought, it needs a cut, probably needs a trim. I hadn't had a cut since 2019, so I was like, what I probably just need is a cut, right? Sorry if you can hear my washing machine going off in the background, and I'm fiddling around a bit because I'm sat in a strange position and I don't want my legs to hurt. But anyway, so I thought, okay, you know what, I probably just need a cut. So I went and I got like a cut and a style, and when it was all styled, it kind of didn't look that dissimilar to this, but then if you know afro hair, you know that it kind of expands, like afro and curly hair, kind of expands. So when it's like washed, it kind of like shrinks down and the curls are the tightest, and then over the course of a few days it expands. So when I got it cut before, it kind of expanded and it was longer than I thought after it was kind of out for a few days. And I thought, I really like this short kind of look. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to take the plunge and I'm going to cut my hair. And I made that decision quite quickly. So in between having the initial style cut and then going for a more drastic cut, it was only something like 6 weeks, because almost as soon as the first cut had kind of settled in and expanded a bit, I thought, this is too long. I want it to look kind of short and neat at all times, right? And so basically made a decision to cut my hair. But I also knew that there was something else behind this decision, right? Yes, I wanted my hair to kind of look a bit more perfect all the time. Yes, I wanted to have to put less mental energy into it. And yes, I just absolutely love this kind of look. It feels really fresh and really young. And as one of my sisters said, edgy. I wanted this kind of look, right? I wanted this kind of freshness look. but it was more for just aesthetic reasons. I have been through so much in the last 2 years. Not last 2 years, like last 3 years, well, 2.5 years. But I've been through so much, and the world has, right? We've been through COVID, which was a massive, gigantic thing for the world. But in between that, I also went through a cancer diagnosis. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November 2020. So I was kind of going through something, in the middle of going through something. And I emerged from that whole experience, which I was successfully treated for. I emerged from that whole experience a completely different person. And it's weird because I have been changing a lot in the last decade, I would say, or so. But this kind of sped up my changing, and it felt like everything in my life just changed, right? Got diagnosed, got married, life changed. It was all very dramatic and sudden. It felt like over the course of 2-3 years, everything changed in my life. I went from being a single girl to being a married woman. And I felt like I'm going forward into even more change, right? My life is shifting and changing even more now. And I felt like I needed the way that I looked on the outside to reflect the way that I feel on the inside, which is brand new and reborn. And so that was another reason why I cut my hair. I needed to feel different. I needed to feel new. And kind of having the low cut, and I'll probably grow it all out again, but having the low cut, it symbolizes to me this beginning again, right? The other thing is that it is kind of also tied up with having been diagnosed with cancer. So thankfully, I managed to escape having chemotherapy. So I never lost my hair through cancer treatment. And it's weird. There's something called survivor's guilt, right? Where people with cancer talk about feeling guilty for being the one that survived or being the one that didn't have to have as much hardcore treatment as another. And it may be a wider term than that and applied to other illnesses and situations. But I think there was an element of that as well. I knew that I'd escaped chemo, so I knew that I'd escaped like a visual representation of having had cancer. And it's not that I wanted to then have a visual representation of having had cancer, but I kind of did want to have a visual representation of something has happened to me, right? I think when you present as looking well, it's hard for people to understand that your body has not been well, or is still not well, or we're still going through things. Because even though I was successfully treated for cancer, the treatment left me with other problems and other issues. And I'm going through other kind of health issues at the moment, and treatment did leave its mark in terms of energy levels, right? But I didn't feel like I had like a physical manifestation of that. And so cutting my hair again was kind of like showing myself and everyone that I've changed, right? So I hope that makes sense. I don't want to say that I've cut my hair to mimic having had chemo and then it growing in again. No, it's not that. I didn't want to do that. But in some ways I know that it does mimic that, which is interesting. It does mimic that. And so I don't know if there was something in me that needed also to show what I've been through with that particular journey. Very interesting unpacking this all on camera because I've not really unpacked this all properly with even myself. I've tried to work through it, but I felt like I needed to do it, so I did it. I went on feeling, I went on gut instinct, and I guess I'm kind of now reverse unpacking why. Yeah. There might be a part 2 to this video, there might not be. I just wanted to kind of talk it through first. And talking this through is kind of like a weight off my mind. I guess the main gist is that I wanted the outside to reflect the inside, which is different, new, fresh at the beginning, right? Because now there's going to be all this new growth and there's going to be all this new growth in me. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. I may do some more sit down videos about myself and my life and what I've been through. So look out for those if it's something that interests you. Take care, love you lots, and I'll see you on a video again soon. Bye.